Hello everyone, this is the Problem of the Week solution video for May 14th, Problem of the Week Symmetric Order. Let's read through the description and then review an example solution. In your job at Albatross Circus Management, yes, it's run by a bunch of clowns. You have just finished writing a program whose output is a list of names in non-descending order by length, so that each name is at least as long as the one preceding it. However, your boss does not like the way the output looks, and instead wants the output to appear more symmetric, with the shorter strings at the top and bottom and the longer strings in the middle. His rule is that each pair of names belongs on opposite ends of the list, and the first name in the pair is always in the top part of the list. In the first example set below, Bo and Pat are in the first pair, Gene and Kevin in the second pair, and so on. Our input, the input consists of one or more sets of strings followed by a final line containing only the value 0. Each set starts with a line containing an integer n, which is the number of strings in the set, followed by n strings, one per line, sorted in non-descending order by length. None of the strings contain spaces. There is at least one and no more than 15 strings per set. Each string is at most 25 characters long. As for our output, for each input set, print set n on a line wherein n starts at 1 followed by the output set as shown in the sample output. Alright, so essentially we're being given a length sorted by length in a descending order, and we have to make it look better. However, there's a pattern that they gave us which makes it a lot easier to pull this off. Since the first and second names in a given list are the first and last people in the symmetric list, and so on, that means that our sorted list will consist of the even index people's names, so index 0, 2, 4, and so on, and then the odd index people's names, but backwards. In the first test case, that would be number 5, number 5, number 3, and number 1. So we'll have to pull out every other name, flip the odd index ones, and then we'll be ready to go. Let's go to the example solution now. The first thing that we do right here is to sort out our set number and our while loop. The first line declares the set number that's required for output formatting. I didn't name it set, I named it count because set is actually a Python data type, which make it ambiguous. Next thing we have is our loop, which is an infinite loop for now, and it will break if the length of the dataset that they give is 0. N right here is cast to an integer, so that we can work with it as a number rather than a string. Next, we're going to have to collect all the data from that data set, so we'll make a new list, iterate through that given length, and then add everything to the list. In lines 14 through 19, we're working through the process we swept earlier. Two loops that count up by every other index, so in lines 15 and 17, pick through the names and add them to the respective lists, doing the same thing as moving every other name to a list. In number 19, our reverse list, there's actually a dot reverse function in Python which does it in place, which means it doesn't return a new object, it'll just modify the original object. And we do that to flip all the odd number index names. All we have to do now is to format and print out the contents of our two lists. We were told to print out the set number in this exact format, and that's done right here in line 22. You can actually add lists together in place in Python, so that's done to fit in the loop in line 23. In the last line, we bump up our set number by 1, so to prepare it for the next loop. Alright, that's it for the program, so let's run through the sample test case. It's going to be a bit long. Our first test case is 7, Bo, Pat, Gene, Kevin, Claude, William, and Mary Beth. And that should return set 1, Bo, Gene, Claude, Mary Beth, William, Kevin, Pat. And it does that. The next part is 6, Jim, Ben, Zoe, Joey, Frederick, Annabelle. And that should return set 2, Jim, Zoe, Frederick, Annabelle, Joey, and Ben, which it does. And our last part of the set is 5, John, Bill, Fran, Stan, and Cece. That should return set 3, John, Fran, Cece, Stan, Bill. And the last thing we do is end our program off with a 0, which concludes the program. That'll be it for this video. Thank you, and see you guys later.